Sheesh, third tries a charm, right? Yeah, this looks like nothing new. So to recap what happened, I'm gonna put a clip here. After that pull, it still drove fine, but some gears started grinding. Don't know why. From there, I test drove it to see how it felt because we were still kind of street tuning it, and then I still kind of saw where I can make some adjustments. But me and my brother, for the of it, we're gonna go for a run in my B20, somewhat full bolt-on hatch on my street tune with his Alice VTEC. I guess you could say fully built on my street tune, and see where we're at because his actually felt a lot faster. But we wanted to compare the cars. And then after that, you might explain what happened, Jaime?
I couldn't find my gears.
Yeah. So, I don't know. No gears, nothing, something gets blown up. But you go to first and second, and then you try to go to third. It locks you out of everything. And then you let go of the clutch while in neutral, which feels like neutral, which you can feel the detent and everything. And you let go of the clutch and the car stutters like if it's still in gear. So yeah. So yeah, pulled it all apart. We never actually rebuilt it, so we said F it. We're gonna check out what happened. I'm assuming something got stuck either with the shift selector or I don't know what, to be honest. But he said F all that. He knows he's gonna be beating on it, so the boy went ahead and bought some carbon synchros from Synchro Tech with brand new bearings and everything, so it's gonna be fully rebuilt besides the gears, because I mean nothing really is bad. So I'm assuming maybe a sleeve went bad or some shit. I don't know. But yeah, took it apart right now. Didn't record it taking it off because obviously if we would have done that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take this inside and show you guys what the probably happened, because I don't know myself. But we're gonna figure this out. Okay, we have now moved into my freaking living room where I'm gonna rebuild this puppy. So yeah, like I said, I don't know what happened, but we're just gonna get right into it. First hand. So what happened here? How's it looking there? Normal, bad. Ooh. Oh. Oh.
It looks like.
Oh no, that's just the paint from the bolts that I put on. What I'm wondering is what's going on here. Like what's causing all the ruckus, man? Alright guys, so hopefully this doesn't look horrible or this video doesn't look retarded. But hold on, let me put my gloves on. So for some reason my gut just told me to look at second gear because that's where the problem was occurring afterwards. And like, yeah, I don't know, it was just like anytime we got out of second gear and if we got lucky going into third, it would let us, but after that, like, it just was a no-go. And I look at it right now and I'm like, okay, well, none of the gears are messed up or nothing, so that's good. There's no crazy shavings on the magnets, so nothing's shredded, so what's going on? And right now it's in first gear, goes in first gear, solid, right? So yeah, I don't know how good you guys can hear me, but I'm attempting to go to second gear, and I look at it like this, and I'm like, hold up. Tell you guys can see what I'm looking at. The synchro wedges into the gear, because you're supposed to be able to move this freely. For example, like this, how you're able to move it like that. That's just as an example. You're supposed to be able to do that, so when you're driving, the synchro has movement for you to be able to slide in the gears smoothly, no grinding issues. Like, yeah, see, sorry, this is third gear. Oh, fourth gear. One, two, three, four. Yeah, this is fourth gear, but yeah. See, moves easy. This second gear, I can't move it at all. So that explains why it would grind, because you know it's not slowing down the gear at all. And yeah, I don't know how that happened, to be honest. You guys, I mean, everything was good when I put it back together the first time, and you really, there's no real way of wedging that to begin with. So I don't know, maybe my boy just sent it a little too hard and the synchros are going out. Because you can even see it's a dual synchro. It's, I guess, cement? I don't know. I don't know. But regardless, we ordered brand new synchros from Synchrotech. They're all carbon. Came with the full rebuild kits. We got new bearings. I'm not going to reseal it because the seals are brand new. I mean, they got, you know, maybe like 600 miles according to the motor. So yeah, seals are still good. Gonna replace the bearing with a new snap ring, new counter shaft bearing at the bottom, and the new main shaft bearing on the actual casing that goes to the top. But yeah, I guess that'll do it. Well, okay, so I'm not sure exactly what happened with second, but I'm trying to visualize, or not visualize, but inspect, you can say, the new synchros to see exactly how they look. Second gear, you can see, is pretty stepped up. And the second gear we have here, this looks completely flat. The little step up I'm talking about is like this little lip it has to it. I don't know if that's because of packaging. I'm opening right now, but the synchro itself looks pretty well intact. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe the inside's worn out. Like the little prongs right here, they do look pretty. Oh yeah, you can see it. And it started to grind, so when I tried shifting it, well, not shifting it, but like maneuvering it on the actual gear itself, it wasn't really like liking it, I guess you could say. It wasn't really like just being like loose. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So yeah, so I don't know what's going on with this, but I'm gonna go ahead and open these new synchros up. I got first gear out also, which is this one right here, and this one looks pretty well intact. I mean, we never had a problem with first, but usually when the synchros are bad, in the back right here, you'll see them like pretty chewed out. Watch me if I can find one, for example, because this one's actually pretty good. Second might actually have it since it was starting to grind. Yeah, so like for example, I can't really see it either, but you see in the teeth, they'll have the little edges right there. So when those start going out, basically just let it slip through the synchro. That's where you start hearing your grinding. So I'm not sure why this was grinding, but I'm assuming maybe because it wasn't, like I said, moving too easy. Probably got stuck and it just slipped right in the gear, causing it not to slow down, because that's the synchros are for, to slow down the gear. So yeah, gonna go ahead and just put these gears or the synchros back together and just really inspect everything. Okay guys, so yeah, I noticed a massive difference off the back. The synchro, when it's closed, or like not closed but put together, so it's flat. You can clearly tell the gap in it. That's like what they like, you know, pretty pressed on. Fully flush. Like, look at that, it's basically contacting it. So that's a no-go in my book. I'm gonna go ahead, since it is all brand new synchros, I'm gonna go ahead and look up online all the thicknessing and the, what do you call it, the clearances that you have for like the shim at the bottom. You can measure it at the bottom right here, see how thick that's supposed to be and how much material, or not material, but gap there's supposed to be left. And then also, I just want to show you guys, this is a stock brass synchro right here. Stock brass first gear synchro, nothing fancy to it. And this is the new carbon synchro my brother has. So on the outside, nothing crazy, just look at that. Oh my god, never seen a gear in life, or a shift. The inside is carbon. So I'm assuming the outside is still brass and the inside of the sleeve is probably carbon. Maybe to help it so it like moves and doesn't heat up as much when like shifting. I'm not too sure. Maybe it's like brass coated and fully carbon sleeve, but I'm not sure. But yeah, as you guys can tell, no bite marks. So That's good. Another thing too I want to mention, people don't buy kits, but when you're buying your new synchros, make sure you get your synchro, I'm not sure what you call these, the rings, the springs, whatever you want to call them. They go in the synchro right here, and that's what makes it so that I believe the gear doesn't pop out when like driving. It keeps it in place, and it gives us a little that notch, that little step feel to it, so that when you're going into it, it doesn't just like just slop into it, if that makes sense. These rings are what make it like to actually notch into it. So yeah, highly recommend make sure you're at least getting these rings with your synchros if you're not gonna get a whole kit like this, because this is a whole bearing kit and everything. Came in a whole bundle deal for Black Friday, so we said, let's do it. But yeah, just wanted to mention that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and lubricate all these synchros, put them back on that, put the rings on it, and hopefully I finish this up tonight. But okay, so first gear went in smoothly, goes in butter, rings in there, sweet. It's not bother me if it's not in place. All right, this is I just want to keep showing you guys just so you guys can see how much new synchros really make a difference. I don't remember it being like this, but then again, I don't remember when I put it back together. There should be a gap between the actual gear and the synchro itself. So with that being pressed on there and you going into gear, look at that, I can't even spin it. How's it gonna slow down that gear? All right, toss it, garbage. New synchro, pre-lubricated already with new synchro ring. The synchro ring won't matter in this thing, but that's the synchro fully pressed down. Look at that gap. All around. There is measurements for this stuff, so you guys can look online. If I have some, I'll put up on the screen, but if there's not on the screens, because I couldn't find any. But there is measurements for this, but typically you want a gap through here, so that when you're pressing it down, it's not lubing it, but technically should spin like that freely. So when you're driving it, synchro slows the gear down, but I don't want to keep rubbing it because it's pretty dry still from just the lube I put on it. See, look, it has oil on it, but I don't want to keep doing it. So yeah, that's crazy, man. That is crazy. So I don't know how it will stay stuck in gear, but I'm assuming it just wouldn't pop out of it. I'm assuming, I'm not sure, but yeah, that's the new gear or new synchro, and there's a new ring gear right there, the little spring, and yeah, looking spiffy. All I want for Christmas is you. Okay, that was on the next morning. As you guys saw from the last clips, transmission did get new synchros. I was gonna record the rest, but kind of finished like at 12, almost 1 in the morning last night, and I had to pick up, clean everything up. But all in all, new synchros, spicy. They're not the same ones I have in my transmission on the hatch. Actually better. They're all carbon synchros, so it has carbon synchros 1 through 5. Chef countershaft bearings all brand new. Countershaft snap ring is brand new, and seals obviously I resealed it off camera, but I did that previously before anything. So yeah, transmission shifts butter. And then it also already does have, prior to everything, which I highly recommend, is hybrid detent springs. So yeah, got those in. So the transmission is basically brand new. The only thing that hasn't been replaced, because it works fine, goes in the gear fine, is the synchro sleeves, I guess you can say, in the gears. But everything feels good. I went into gear no problem with all of them. So yeah, it is currently gonna be 12 o'clock, I think. Trying to get this thing within the next hour or so. So yeah, I do real quick is a star bolt that stripped out on the top right here. You can see the threads kind of left the chat little way the hell in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and drill it out real quick. Got a little heel coil kit from Amazon, and this thing is sick. So we were trying to go to AutoZone and they didn't have it for like $20. This is for like 14 mils, or like the red, the head, you guys know what I'm saying. But 20 bucks, you guys, is hella heel coils, an Allen key, the drill bit needed, the actual tap, and then this right here to freaking thread it in, and I'm assuming this one to punch it out. I'm not sure, but well, I'm not sure what this is, but I know how everything else works. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and drill that out real quick, get that repaired so the starter doesn't just held in by one bolt. I can get this plastic out. There we go. And yeah, get cracking. That is nice. You know how satisfying it is when this just cuts. You can just feel it. I don't know if a lot of you have done this. A little tip I usually try doing, doesn't matter what kind. I usually just use some pretty good grease. Put at the tip of the bit. Same with the drill bit. Put on the drill bit and on the actual bit itself. So when you take it out, the shaving stays as much as possible on the actual drill bit itself. And then you can go back up to the grease again, and it basically takes all of it out instead of like having to blow it out. You just don't have like compressed air completely. This works perfect. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and finish this up real quick. Just like that, about 5 minutes. And here's my little punch too, because there's threads get stuck in the way back end of it. So I just got some grease, kind of cleaned it up, pulled it out, and wiped it down. I mean, this grease lasts a very long time. Same with the bit. Look at that. Nice and clean. I don't know if you guys knew from my perspective, once you helicoil something, it's low-key a little stronger, in my opinion, than the original thread, because now technically when you're tightening it on this steel thread rather than something aluminum. This piece right here doesn't have no thread. It goes through to the block, and this one goes to the actual transmission. As you guys can see, it gets blocked right here. There's no opening for it, and for this one down here there is. So that's why I wanted this one to be pretty secure too, because a lot of people just bolt it up to this one and not this one, and they just snap off. So I didn't want to do that with the bottom one and just on the starter. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on now and be a-okay. Just like that. Two new. That's all you need. Now, straight through hole. Well, not straight through hole, but like clean thread. This is a bolt from the hash shaft, but same pitch thread. Try pulling that. Now it's ready to go back in. Stupid smooth. Kit, well worth it. So right before I put this in, I'm just getting that ready, but I want to show you guys a little thing I did that I got this transmission needed. I don't know which owner had this, or one of the previous owners on the casing, but if you guys don't know, there's a 12mm bolt that goes right here for the stabilizer bar. And the previous owner, I guess, got one that was a lot, or way too long story short, and they kept throwing it in, and it basically busted the aluminum going inward. So another problem we had with this transmission was every time we take out the stabilizer bolt, or for the bar, I mean, it would leak out right here. So what I went and did inside real quick off camera, I got a 12mm bolt that I had spare. I literally cut it maybe like a 1/4 inch. But before I did that, I slit like a little line in the middle for like an Allen head, or not Allen head, like a flathead. And then I cut it like a 1/4 inch, cleaned it up real quick, and just like that, if you guys can see it, you can see the little flat part. I made a plug with it, and I left like a good maybe 1/2 inch of thread left. So worst case scenario, if the bolt's just a little too short or too long still, I don't want to thread it in all the way. Kind of should have done that when the transmission was open, but forgot. But yeah, it's in there. Put some silicone around it, and you guys can see the little flathead right there. Use some pliers, tightened it up just like that, and it worked perfect. So now anytime it does have to miss stabilizer bar for whatever reason, take the regular 12mm out and no fluid should leak out. That's basically a permanent fix, and the threads inside are still clean, so that's good. And the reason I show this is because this is the type of stuff some people will go through, and then it will be like having a headache about, or just be like, damn, what do I do? And pretty much it's like, you know, just gotta find a fix. Sometimes it's not a certain tool or things for everything, you know what I mean? You could probably buy a plug somewhere, like an Ace Hardware or something, just find the actual like thread pitch, if you know what I mean. But you know, if you can't, you know, just make something. At the end of the day, it works. 12mm still grab is perfect. with the bushing and the washer in front of it. We should have plenty, and if not, I could always get like a little more washers and just, you know, make sure it's a good snug, and we're good to go. Okay, transmission is in position. We always gotta get the jack under it, lift it up, wiggle it in. Sounds a lot easier than it is, if you know, or if you've done transmissions in any car I could speak for. For them to just go right in was a miracle. So let's give this a shot. And just like that, not even gonna lie, that took me like 25 minutes total. My brother just helped me out real quick, jacking it up. I got in the engine bay again, wiggled it in, and then at that point it hit the dowel pins. The bolts all went in smoothly. You're not supposed to do like this, but I just tightened them all up, you know, like in a, I guess you could say, star pattern. It goes in evenly. They didn't even fight me at all. Tighten that up, threw the safe cylinder on, threw the ground on, just need to tighten that up. Motor mount's tightened up, all good to go. She's solid. And then I didn't tighten up that back one, so basically everything's already level. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do right now is, before I put anything accessories on top, I'm going to go ahead and throw the linkage on. That way I can verify the repair that we did. All the gears going in, nothing binding with the clutch on. It's all working, because if I throw everything on and nothing even works, not nothing works, but like the gears bind up, then no point in putting everything else back on. So I'm going to throw the linkage down there on, and cross fingers. Just like that, guys. Linkage is on, stabilizer bar tightened up. I was gonna go down there and record because I'm pretty sure you guys have seen a billion of people do it, but my hands are a little oily, or my gloves at least. But check it out, I already did it off camera, and this thing feels like butter. Clutch is in, feels good. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, reverse. Then I put that boot back on because we kind of had a little situation with it. But yeah, this thing feels great. I'm not gonna shift it anymore because this thing's over here wearing down the new synchros with no fluid. So yeah, now I know all gears feel good. And go ahead and put everything else back on. My brother's currently right now shaving down his A-arm. That's why he kind of painted them, because he shaved on the outside to clear for his bags right here so they don't cut them up or wear them down any stupid. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put all the wires for the reverse light back on, tighten the grounds, put the starter back on, put the axles back on, and simple as that. Car's ready for the first test drive, or third test drive on a new transmission, rebuilt transmission. Let's get it. And check it out, guys. That there we repaired earlier.
I don't know when or where you got this one.
Regular bolt. Threads in with ease. And the reason I say is because this thing has to be completely straight. It can't be low, no offset or nothing, because then it wouldn't tighten out good. Look at that. All the way down. Just need to snug it up. Now that. Some nice threads. Like that, we're about done. Not even gonna lie, I took my sweet freaking time. I wasn't even trying to rush this stuff. But yeah, motor mounts tightened up, starters tightened up. We got a power wire, ground tightened up, axle in, A-arms are good to go. They clear the airbag plenty. See down there's tightened up, half shaft's tightened up, all the transmission bolts are tightened up good. All we need is the lug nuts and axle nuts, and we should be set. My brother just freaking put his bags on and put a new front lip on. eBay special. Looks good. Obviously the car is like not really presentable at the moment, but my concern is for it to drive good, and then I could look the part afterwards. You know what I mean? But nice. Now to put some fluid in that transmission and start giving our prayers. But all in all, not bad progress. Went by pretty quick. I could have really hauled ass at it, but what's the point in rushing it? Then you have to start forgetting stuff, and it just no bueno. James, give it a rip. So all I'm praying for right now is to at least make sure the clutch is in. Just gotta make sure, cautions. Make sure no funny noises are being made, first off. You need to get a new alternator belt because she's a little stretched out. To use one that we had laying around when we did the swap. But hey, get there when we get there. Other than that, sounds solid. To my brother just to let the car warm up. That way, the gears, I'm pretty sure the shafts are already moving in there, so I don't want to just start moving it on cold fluid. So at least when it warms up, motor wires, the fluid in the transmission, I'm assuming should be decently warmed up, not like stupid hot, but at least something for the transmission not to be stupid cold on. That way the gears can feel a little bit nice too. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a little warm up. Go ahead and put all my stuff away. All my tools are done. Everything's torqued down to spec for the most part. And yeah, according to God, this is the last final time I really think I have transmission. So yeah, this just goes to show, guys, like nothing is first try. I mean, I did not know the synchros was gonna go bad like that. I wasn't expecting it to. I mean, shit. That's why it's always called a project. I mean, hopefully this is the last time. I'm hoping none of the actual gears messed up. I shifted it plenty of times, rotated it plenty of times out of the car, so I know nothing really got stuck. So yeah, hopefully that's the last thing. It was not a bad process at all once you do it like a million times, dropping the transmission. I mean, I just haven't done on this, obviously on the hatch too, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and warm it up, throw my stuff away, and go for a test drive. All right, so far, reverse works. That's one gear. Yeah. How does it feel so far, though, shifting right now? Just good. Does it feel better? Does it feel worse? Does it feel mid?
Same.
What the fuck? Okay, so I never recorded it, but when the problem we had was going from first to second, and then we tried going to third, and it either wouldn't let you, or it just would go into third and lock you out of the rest of the gears.
There's third gear.
That's just third, bro. We need all the rest of them. The fact that he's going to second right now, guys, okay, that's another thing. He wasn't even able to downshift to second. Like when I first put it back together again, I thought it was just a shifter, because the shifter was complete ass, man. Like I'm talking like ass. So I was like, okay, it's probably just a shifter. So we got it's a Megan Racing shifter.
Oh, you want to get gapped or what?
Boy, you finna get got by a Mustang. What's wrong with you, bro? It's a Mustang. We don't associate with them. Every time we race them, fucking shit fucks up. Okay? We don't. Anyways, that's an inside joke. One of my homies know about it. But yeah, so the problem we were having was that every time we would try shifting, for one, it would be difficult to find third. Two, it was difficult to downshift back to second. And then obviously everything just started grinding out of nowhere. So yeah, that was just really weird. But homeboy's moving. He said it feels great. The fact that he's able to find his gears this fast is a freaking W. No whining and none of the gears. Shit's smooth. How does it feel like going to the gears? Like really like. So yeah. Huh? So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just take it for a drive, like a good little length drive, just to make sure none of the gears pop out, and do a small little pull just to make sure it's, gonna work good. We're still gonna have to break it in because the transmission, the synchros are brand new. They have 0 miles, or now probably like have 3 on the drive, but gonna go do that, make sure nothing else fails, and this should be the final time we really drop the transmission, and the motor itself should be perfecto. Okay, not exactly sure where I left off at, but okay, I'm not sure where I left off at on the last video. I think we were test driving it, but all in all, I test drove it on the way back home. We just went to go put some gas, and dude, day and night difference. The only thing this car is hurting for right now, it has like I said, a Megan shifter from eBay, but that was just to see if that was one of our problems, which kind of was, but it just helped with the more throw because it's a weighted shifter, so it does help. But he does have a new one coming on the way. I'll make a video on that because I haven't seen anybody run it. Seen similar styles, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing, but back on the road. Doesn't grind anymore, doesn't pop out of gear no more. and it doesn't lock out. Fresh. I've been trying to look up online, see if there's any more info on like break-in period for the carbon synchros. Like there's always like debates on like this much miles, this much fluid, things of that nature. So what do you call it? We're just putting the same fluid I have in my car. I'll try to do break in my synchros. It should be okay. It's not like it's getting tracked or anything. And then drain it like probably like 400 or 500 miles to see if any like breakdown components come out, like glitteriness, stuff like that. But other than that, yeah, other than that, the transmission is finally, I don't want to jinx it, but third chance and charm. Finally, good to go. Teggy can finally start driving once again and just get driven finally. Yeah. That being said though, kind of don't know how long the video is or how good it came out with the rebuild, but hope you guys enjoyed the video. Keep building. See you guys in the next time. Peace out.